Okay, this video is about putting a Coyote Giant Loop bag on a 2024 KTM 300XC-W. You can see the tag on the bag. Obviously it's new. I have not used one of these bags before and I just got it. It's a brand new bike, new bag. I'm switching out my whole system. I have camped before. I've got it set up with 5 days worth of gear that I used for fall camping in Michigan on the MCCCT, Michigan Cross Country Cycle Trail. And that trail's sandy whoops, logs, hill climbs, everything, 2-track, handlebar width. I like to pound through that, you know, 3rd, 4th gear in the 50-inch type stuff. And then areas, you know, maybe you might get into 2nd some, but try to keep a pretty good pace going. So anyway, I was excited to try this bag. I'm using the fender hooks that they provide with the bag. They definitely fit around the fender super tight, being kind of jammed in between the subframe and the fender seems okay. I had to push them in there really hard to get them to go in there on both sides. There is good clearance between the pipe and the bag without using their heat shield. You could argue that this maybe would relax down there, so it might be worth doing the heat shield thing here. Still thinking about that, but yeah, it fits the bike well. Standing on it feels great, and I was able to get tons of gear in there, and there's still room. So, you know, just as people say, there's a lot of good space there. I got another video about this stuff that I put in the bag. Some concerns are these straps. The way I've got them around the frame, I didn't know what else to do with them. This is a brand new bike, and you can see I already wear a lot on, you know, this area. Obviously it's right above the foot peg, your boots are right here. So I think you almost have to buy a spare set of straps. I feel like these are gonna get worn through. I pinch the bike a lot through the whoops, and there's hundreds of miles of whoops in Michigan. So I feel like those straps are gonna get eaten on both sides. Probably the other side more than this side. So you can see here where I wear a lot down on the bike, but not as much up here. Bag seems really secure, you know, front to back. However, if you think about going through whoops, you know, we're talking 3rd, 4th gear, whatever, going through whoops, even 2nd gear, I don't really care how fast you're going. Your bike's getting kicked in the rear, and you've got all this movement. So everything's being pulled forward. You got your strap underneath the back and your forward straps. It's pulling it down, you know, towards your foot pegs, which is great for, like, if you're pushing back on the bag with your body. When I stand on this, I'm not really contacting the bag a lot. So I imagine going through a whoop section, like, you know, I'm not really holding this bag. I'm going to be trying to keep from getting butt tapped all the time. And you've got this movement. So, like, everybody always grabs it. They're like, oh yeah, it's really secure. Well, what about all this, right? So, you know, if the bike's getting kicked up by whoops, you've got all that movement on both sides. So that concerns me. That's pretty much where I'm at with it. It's an expensive bag, so I want to try it. I think what I'll probably do is go out and do like a short ride. But, you know, once you ride with it, you're committed, right? I mean, at this point, I've already installed it on the bike and packed it once. Like, I could still return it, but you're committing to an expensive bag. And then the worst part of it is that you say you set up a long ride, you go out on the trail, and then you have problems. So anyway, that's the Fitment on the 2024 300XC-W. And if I keep the bag, I'll be sure to update on how it does on my rides. Have fun out there.